Hello everybody and welcome back to Realistic Racing League. Had a little bit of a delay today as the game bug, but we are now back and we will be racing in Singapore today, which should provide a good race. You know, you can overtake, but it is very tight, of course, around here being a street circuit, and I'm sure we're going to see lots of crashes today. I've got a few new drivers making their debut, I believe. I'm not sure if Alex Talent has raced, but he is making his debut as a full McLaren driver. I'm not sure if he's raced before, but yeah, so that should be interesting to see. We have CMDR Sob making his debut, and of course we have some of the other people who've been to all the races, been to most of the races. Cornflakes, also BK making his debut. Car Racer and Alpine, of course. Pocho, after making a move from Alfa Romeo to Ferrari, he's making his debut for the Italian team. Donkey Mac's second race, I think, after his first one in Baku, which he did pretty well in, to be fair, but a penalty did let him down in that race. And of course we have Felix, you know, as normal. Felix never misses a race, him. But yeah, so it should be quite interesting to see. Albi Zero, I think, also making his debut for Alfa Romeo. Yeah, it should be interesting to see how everyone's going to do as everyone just trundles out of the pit lane. I'm going to put the UI back on now, as it will be this man, Albi Zero, who we are. Yeah, and as Felix has just said, it is all dry for both quali and race, which should maybe dial down some of the crashes, and I'm sure a few drivers will be happy about that, as it can be very difficult around here. What? Okay, that's a bit weird. Is that for all the drivers? No. Okay, that's a bit strange how I can't really change camera angle with Albi Zero. Oh, there we go, there we can. It's all fixed. So yeah, so he'll be the first man to set a lap, as long as he doesn't invalidate it or crash. And that should be... Well, I wouldn't say the benchmark. Oh, he's clipped the barrier there. Did he get any front wing damage? Doesn't appear so, but that's not ideal. He doesn't want to do that again, especially not on an out lap. But yeah, so the first real lap and angle, the first real lap to give us a representative time, will be CMDR Sob. But you never know. He is in the quickest car, but it doesn't always mean that he's the quickest driver. We've seen other Mercedes drivers fail over the years. Me. But yeah, sorry, I was just looking at something. As Albi Zero begins his first flying lap, goes through that turn pretty nicely, and he goes over the track limits, but doesn't get a penalty. No, doesn't get an invalid lap for exceeding track limits. Oh, he does now. So his first lap is well, it's finished before even the first sector, so that won't be an actual set time. And there's was that a spin from BK there? Anyway, CMDR Sob will continue on. He has made it a bit further than Albi Zero before invalidating his lap, coming through the first sector. Of course, purple being the only time set so far, or the only valid time set so far in that first sector. Coming through, he's looking pretty good with the steering. There's yellow flags in sector 1. Who is that for? That could be the cars coming out the pit lane. That will be interesting to see, as Albi Zero very nicely gets out of the way for CMDR Sob, because he comes through. Could have been a bit quicker through there. Not the best line through this middle sector. Coming into the next corner, takes that one quite tightly, and he goes he pays for it on the exit there a bit. Coming down now the next straight, coming to the end of sector 2. Of course, purple again, as he's yet again still the only man to set a valid sector 2, and there's yellow flags behind him. Is that for Albi Zero being slow? Yes, it is, as they are gone now. CMDR Sob will continue on his lap as he comes through the next round. Alex Talent ahead of him, so Alex needs to make sure he gets out of the way. Yellow flags in sector 2. I think there might be people trying to make a gap and going a bit slowly, as now we'll see CMDR Sob to come to the end of his lap, going through the final turn now. Pretty nice, make sure not to invalidate. Runs out of ERS, but it doesn't matter as he's just a 138.4, and there's yellow flags behind. That is Alex Talent getting out of the way. Did he invalidate? Or is he... What has Alex done? Interesting, as Pocho goes P1 for Pocho in the Ferrari on his debut, a 136.3. Brilliant stuff from El Pocho there. And the Tifosi will be loving that one, and I'm sure everyone will be loving that one from El Pocho. As BK sets the next lap at 136.8. So yeah, clearly not a very good lap from CMDR Sob if or BK's beating him in the Haas. But yeah, good lap from BK there. We've seen before, well, if you've ever seen BK drive, you'll know before from other leagues, he's a very quick driver on his day. And the next man to cross the line, and somebody's out, and that's Alex Talent out. Let's stay on board with, go on board with BK and just see what happened. Coming through this, coming to the end of the first sector, what has he done? Has he just parked it? It seems he's hit the barrier. Maybe he's I don't know what Alex has done there. Yeah, but the Donkey Max at a lap, but I'm sure maybe something went horribly wrong with that. I think he might have spun, or maybe got traffic because it was a 1:57, and that's not a representative lap time of his pace. At least you'd hope not. As the next man to cross the line, who's about to start the lap, is IGL Cornflakes. I should get the tyres up. Forgot to do that. The IGL Cornflakes, he lost the sprint race winner from last time out. And yeah, it was a very good day for Aston Martin last time out. Jeremy not racing today though, so might not be as strong. Kart racer, he's going to be someone who you need to look out for in this race. He is fast, and I think he's my he's going to win at least one of the races. That is my prediction. As Albi Zero goes P4 with a 140, although those are tyres that have been for a few laps there. Faro coming to the pit lane, is that El Pocho? Yes it is. So the next man to cross the line on a lap time will not be Jonathan, it will be Kart Racer. Yeah it will, so let's stay on board with Kart Racer coming through the final sector now. Brilliant lines through there, and he clips the barrier. Did that give him any damage? And he comes into the pit lane, so clearly he'd messed up on that lap a while ago. He didn't seem to have any front wing damage from what I can see. Alex hadn't left the session, whether he glitched out or something like that is yet to be seen. King Abdul will be the next man to cross the line, but it won't count as it's invalid. And that's unfortunate for the Mercedes driver. So, Jonathan in the pit, Donkey Max going into the pits. So, the next man to cross the line will be IGL Cornflakes, last week's race winner in the sprint race. On the medium tyres, so he's taken a bold decision. It will be the better strategy to qualify on the mediums for the race, although will it cost him in qualifying? No, it will not, as he goes P1 with a 1:36.2. Fantastic lap from the Aston Martin driver, 1/10 quicker than Pocho on the medium tyres in about equal cars. I think the Aston Martin and the Ferrari are similar pace levels on this game, as CMDR Sob crawls back into the pits, and PC Willie on an out lap. Let's just stay on board with him, as I think he's going to be one of the next people to set a proper flying lap on the medium tyres. As we go down to turn 1, stay over to that right hand side, come in and try to just get on that curb. Brilliant job through there. Make sure you don't touch that little curb on the inside, as it can spin the car around. But yeah, from these first few corners, PC Willie's having a very strong lap so far. Coming through to you need to set yourself up for a good exit there, and he loses it a bit. A big tank slapper there, and that's going to lose him time going through this first sector. Coming up now to the next corner, left-hander, and you can see a tyre on the track from when Alex crashed. Make sure not to invalidate there. Good job from PC Willie. Coming up now to the next turn. Great line through there. Make sure to avoid the barrier, and IGL Cornflakes getting very nicely out of the way. This barrier sticks out a little bit through there, but it doesn't matter as he doesn't hit it. He could have been a bit further over to the left, and decent lines through here from Willie. Could be a bit quicker, but still very good, very tidy through this middle sector. Bit slow on exit through there, but still a decent line through the little, would you call it a hairpin? I wouldn't know. Coming up, you can touch that curb. It's very, it doesn't spin you around. It's quite a nice curb to touch. Coming up now into the final part of the lap. Make sure you get the right turn in and get on that curb, and make sure you don't clip the barrier at any point. Great turn in, and the next turn also very good for the Alpine driver. And now he only has he has one final corner to do, and then he'll have this lap done. Coming up to the final corner now. Make sure not to invalidate, activate DRS, and that's a 1:36.5 for PC Willie, goes P3. So as it stands, Cornflakes P1. Pocho coming out on the medium tyres with in P2, but he did that first lap on the soft tyre. Maybe he was holding back a bit on pace, and he thinks he can beat it on the medium tyre. PC Willie P2, I mean sorry P3 on the medium tyre, and he did a quite good lap there. One man we yet to see out on track, Felix. Last week we saw both Ferraris doing a bit of an interesting tactic and using the intermediate tyres, which it wasn't most effective in qualifying, I'll be honest with you. As Jonathan starts a lap on the Red Bull, neither Red Bull driver yet to set a proper time, as Donkey Max did set a time, but it was a 1:57.3, so yeah, not a good lap from him. As we see Jonathan coming up through the, coming to the end of the first sector, sorry. Quite a good exit through there, made sure not to get a tank slapper like PC Willie, and that probably cost him about 10th and could have cost him a proper shot at provisional pole. Anyway, back to this lap, Jonathan coming through, not purple in the first sector, but still looking nice and tidy through this second sector. Could be a very solid lap from the Red Bull driver if he can keep it together for the rest of the lap. You need to make sure you don't hit any barriers, it's very easy if you run wide at any point. Coming up to the next turn, you need to make sure he wasn't further enough over to the left there through that turn. Neither was he can properly go on that curb and use it, but he's taking a bit more of a conservative line through here, and to be honest, he really should be going a bit more aggressive, and he goes too aggressive and clips the barrier. Does he have any damage? Doesn't matter because his lap is invalid anyway. But yeah, was conservative in all the parts that he didn't really need to be. In the one part where he didn't need to drive into the wall, he drives into the wall. Crazy stuff. As Donkey Max sets a purple second sector, and we've already seen that he does have pace. The Dutch driver coming up now. Good lines for there. Needs to make sure not to spin. Puts the car in a brilliant position through that corner. Good lines all the way through here from Donkey Max. Can he maybe get provisional pole on the soft tyre, which maybe won't benefit him so much in the race, but it can still benefit him in quali. Coming up to the line now, what can he do to try and get provisional pole? And he gets provisional pole by 2 seconds! What a lap from Donkey Max there. Well, not 2 seconds, but a very, very good 1.4 seconds, so 1.5 seconds. I just see I saw 36 and 34, so it looked a bit similar. It looked like 2 seconds, but no. 1.4 seconds, a fantastic lap from the Dutchman. Is he going for another one? It seems like it on I wouldn't recommend. I'd say take it a bit more easy into the in lap, as well, you need to make sure those tyres last for the race. Coming through, solid pace all the way through here. And he doesn't really seem to be hitting any tyre wear, despite tyre wear being very high in Singapore. Fantastic line through there, that's exactly what you need to do through this middle sector. Brilliant stuff from Donkey Max here. Is he aware that he's already got provisional pole by 1.4 seconds? And I missed it, but Kart Racer crossed the line to get a 1:35.6. So he is the highest placed driver on the medium tyres, and also Jeremy's joined the session, so this could make the session a bit spicier, as last feature race winner, and we already know he's a very quick driver. I believe he's top in the championship as well, and yeah. He should give Kart Racer a run for his money if he qualifies on the medium tyre. Depends what he chooses. He needs to make sure he gets his first lap right though, otherwise well, he won't be going anywhere near the turn. And Donkey Max improves again. Yeah, he's gone a bit quicker. Extends the gap by I think he improved by about 3 tenths there. I don't really know why he did 2 laps on the soft tyres. They're going to be absolutely dead for the race unless he can get out and do 1 more lap with a fresh set of softs. But strange tactics from him. Interesting tactics, some might say. King Abdul still gets set a lap. I think he's trying one now. Sorry about that. I just pressed the wrong button. Oh, still pressing the wrong buttons. As he's looking quite quick through here. So could he maybe try and beat the Red Bull driver at the top of the timing charts as Jeremy joins the session? So he'll have 1 chance to set a lap time. I don't remember. I think Alex, was it Alex who also had 1 chance to set a lap time? I don't remember who it was, but somebody had 1 chance to set a lap time last week. And it's an invalidation from King Abdul yet again. So still no lap time from the Mercedes driver. Donkey Max, if he's quick and he rushes his outlap a bit, he might have 1 more chance to just confirm pole. But I think it's safe to say that he does have it in the bag. I don't think Kart Racer would come out again as Well, he's set that lap on the medium tyre, and he's clipped the barrier going into the pit lane there. It'd be a bit interesting if kart race came out again, especially when he's that close, when he's like the fastest medium driver. As we see Jeremy come out into the pit lane. Quite strangely, he has the number 5 and Sebastian Vettel's helmet. So we don't actually have Jeremy coming out. We have Sebastian Vettel coming out, making a debut appearance in Realistic Racing League. I think Aston Martin have called in a bit of a ringer here. Interesting tactics. Just, rather than get Jeremy to do that, get Sebastian Vettel to. I assume it is Jeremy controlling him. Well, the pace of this outlap, it could be an AI. I think it may well be the AI. Just judging from how much the hand is moving on the steering wheel and all the things is changing. But I don't know. You'd assume it's Jeremy. But this game does have some very weird glitches. Felix finally makes his debut out on the track, and he's set a purple sector 1. So the Ferrari driver, we waited a long time to see him come out onto the track, but he's got rapid pace in here in Singapore. He's very quick, as if anyone follows him, as we'll know. I think he did post a hot lap round here, and it was a brilliant lap from him. Yeah, he's got so much pace, and he needs to make sure he doesn't invalidate, because, well, that would quite honestly ruin it for him. But he might even go and stick this on pole. Purple in Sector 1, purple in Sector 2. Could Felix stick this on pole despite having a slower car than Donkey Max and slower tyres? Stranger things have happened. Let's ride on board through the final sector with Felix 1. What can he do to try and take provisional pole? Fantastic lines through here from the German. As now he comes up to the final sector. Make sure not to hit any barriers. Now all he has is the final turn, and then he will have what could be provisional pole. It's not going to be provisional pole, but it is going to be the highest placed medium tyre driver. Fantastic stuff. It's a Ferrari 2-4, and they are the I'd say the highest placed collective team. As it is Felix maybe going for a second lap on a row, and Pocho retires from the qualifying session. It looks like it could be Felix doing a second lap in a row. Maybe he fueled it up for 2 laps. We'll have to wait and see as he comes through to the end of the first sector. Purple again! Felix could still stick it on provisional pole. He'll have to find about he'll have to find a lot from his first time. But he's been looking rapid so far on those medium tyres with the Ferrari. Kart Racer retires from the session, so he's obviously not gonna go again. BK, CMDR Sob, Albi Zero, Jonathan, Jeremy, King Abdul, all out on flying laps, it says. Kart Racer has called Felix a sweat. Understandable. As Felix comes to the end of the middle sector, purple again. As long as he keeps it clean through the final sector, we could well see Felix 1 put it on pole. Jeremy crosses the line and goes P3, beats out Kart Racer by 2/10 there. Fantastic from Jeremy, and Felix coming into the final part of the lap here in Singapore. What can the Ferrari do to try and beat Donkey Max, who started on the set his lap on the soft tyres? Felix coming through to the final corner now. Good line through there. Can't put it on. He can't improve his time, but he's still P2, and he'll be the highest placed medium driver. It says he was purple in all sectors, which well, very obviously wasn't true, considering he didn't stick it on pole. BK on the soft tyre. As the Haas team principal, I will be wanting him to do well. King Abdul retires without setting a lap time. As BK stays P7, sorry. PC Willie stays P8. CMDR Sob, and the only man on a valid lap, sorry, is Jonathan, and he's yet to set lap time. So what can he do? Could he make maybe? Okay, he's not going to make it a Red Bull 1.2. He's going to make it a Red Bull 1.9. But yeah, a brilliant session from the Ferraris and a brilliant session from the Aston Martins too. Great from BK there, P7. In the middle of the grid, not necessarily the place you want to be. As if there is any carnage, he'll most likely get get dragged into it, but still a brilliant job in a Haas. Fantastic from BK. I'm bigging him up a bit as I'm the Haas and McLaren team principal, but still fantastic stuff from the German. And yeah. Felix confused as well on how he set 3 purple sectors and didn't get pole. I think everyone is confused, Felix. So now we have a little wait while we have to wait for the session to start. Why am I on Twitch? Of course, as Felix said, it's going to be a completely dry race, so we won't see any dramas in that retrospect, I guess. Does that make sense? But of course, it's Singapore, so God knows what we're going to see. I'm half expecting the entirety of the grid to DNF, if I'm being honest. Which would it'd make the race a bit short, to be fair. Singapore known for being one of the longest races. I'm gonna sip some water so I don't die. As we wait for everyone to just make their race strategy choices and the amount of fuel they want in the car. Sorry if you could hear me drinking water then. I'm very thirsty. As now we wait 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And now we will see all the cars on the grid ready for their formation lap. That Scarlet Ferrari next to that black and yellow Red Bull. It's going to be an interesting race down to turn 1. And I am looking forward to see who gets there first. Going through all the Alex Talent now, I think he is. Yes, he is. Going through all the and King Abdul's been disqualified after 1 corner under on the formation lap, and that is not going to do him any favours, as his tyres are going to be freezing cold for the start of this race. Anyway, yeah, going for the grid here, we have Donkey Max starting from pole, of course. Felix P2, Jeremy P3, Kart Racer P4, Pocho P5, Cornflakes P6, BK P7, PC Willie P8, Jonathan P9, CMDR Sob P10, Albi0 P11, King Abdul P12, but he has been disqualified, and Alex Talent P13, although I think he is an AI. Same with Albi0, who I think it said he rejoined, but it doesn't look like it for the time being. Going through all the tyres, Donkey Max starting on the soft tyres, and then the 3 behind him, Felix, Jeremy, Kart Racer on the medium tyre, Pocho on soft tyres, the other Aston Martin of IGL Cornflakes on mediums, BK on softs, PC Willie on mediums, and Jonathan on softs, and CMDR Sob on softs. Those are the people that who didn't have a free choice. All the people who haven't had free choice have started on mediums. As come up to the final few corners in this lap, Felix will be wanting to make sure he can do everything possible at the start of this race to try and get past Donkey Max, because Donkey Max's tyres are going to die very quickly, especially as he already did a few laps on them in quali. So Felix won't want to be stuck behind that Red Bull for too long, especially with Jeremy and Kart Racer breathing down his neck, 2 very capable drivers. But I guess all our questions will be answered very shortly, with 31 laps ahead of us as we wait for the rest of the grid to form up. Oh, no scenarios like last week where we had some people waiting a long time to get on the grid to try and just cool down people's tyres. As now we will wait for the 5 red lights. We're still waiting. And now we can wait. And now we'll have the 5 red lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights here in Singapore. And the lights around me are underway for the round 6 in this championship. And it's a great getaway from Donkey Max. Felix has a poor start. And PC Willie sends it up the inside. Not PC Willie. Kart Racer sends it up the inside and gets up 2 positions already. And there's yellow flags. And that is the Red Bull of King Abdul who's out already. And it's a virtual safety car. And that was possibly the shortest racing laps we've had. But Jeremy's in P2. I didn't see that happen, but a great start from Kart Racer meant he immediately could get into P2, and he must have lost it on the exit against Kart Racer. A poor start from Felix means he's in P4, and brilliant stuff. Yeah, as we see Jeremy and Kart Racer both up 1 position, but Felix losing 2, and Alex Talent up 1 position. As we wait for the virtual safety car to end. Very short race for King Abdul. God knows what happened to him. But out before what, turn 3? Not what he would have wanted. Donkey Mac. Everyone needs to make sure they keep in their delta. It's very important you don't go over your delta because I believe it is a drive-through penalty. And that can completely ruin your races. We're back underway racing. Did anyone get any penalties? Let's have a little look. No penalty so far, and that's quite lucky because you wouldn't want to ruin your race with something like that. PC Willie and BK scrapping away. The Haas and the Alpine, one driver has very much a pace advantage with their car, and that's PC Willie who gets the job done on BK, who's already dropping back a little bit. But yeah, BK a very solid driver, and I'm sure he'll have some solid pace throughout this race. Kart Racer and Felix very close, and what happened to Kart Racer? He must have had a very poor restart as Felix got back past. As it's first lap of the race, a 151.9 to be expected from Donkey Max, and it's lap 3, which is false as it's lap 2. As the leaderboard shuffles round, even though I don't know why it's doing that. It's being a bit weird, as it always is with the F1 game. And King Abdul's teammate spun him, so yeah, not good teamwork down at Mercedes, much like the Rosberg Hamilton era, except they were at the back, not at the front. As the leaderboard's still sorting itself out, which is it's quite difficult to tell where people are. Donkey Max apparently in P3, but now he's back in P1. And I would kind of like to see the interval times, so I can look at what battles to look at. As CMDR Sob very close to Jonathan. We've seen them. We saw them. If anyone watched the actual F1 today, we saw a Mercedes and a Red Bull collide. Will we see one? Will we see happen again as CMDR Sob has a great exit and hits into the back of Jonathan? Did he get any damage from that? It appears not from what I've seen, as he sends it up the inside. Jonathan leaves him the space and he gets the job done. But can Jonathan get a better exit? No, he can't. And CMDR Sob gets the job done into P9. I will just be calling him Sob from now on because CMDR Sob is a bit of a tongue twister. As IGO Cornflakes has better pace than Pocho at this stage of the race. Pocho, I'm sure, will be doing a great job from his for his teammate if he could just hold up Cornflakes. As it'll mean there's one less Aston Martin fighting for the win, and I'm sure he'll thank him after the race. First lap of the race for Donkey Max, of course, to be expected on those soft tyres. He's going to have a pace advantage for these first few laps. Kart Racer 4 tenths back from Felix. Felix 5 tenths back from Jeremy. Pretty even gaps all across the field. However, Cornflakes is only 2 tenths back, and DRS is now active. Great cornering from Cornflakes there. Breaking news, Verstappen has been handed a free-place grid job for Sochi after that collision. Nothing to do with this, but just thought I'd let everyone know that. Cornflakes now gonna get the job done, surely. Has burned so much DRS though in this early stage. Pocho tries to defend around the outside, but can't. And yeah, he can't defend there, as I'm sure Pocho's tyres are dying. Already on lap 3. And again, I think the Aston Martin is slightly quicker than the Ferrari. As yeah, so everything's settled down a little bit. As the gaps are not making sense. There's definitely not 1 minute and 42 seconds between Willie and Pocho. Hopefully when they cross the sectored line it will fix. No, it hasn't fixed itself. So BK currently outpacing a Merc. Good stuff from him then. As PC Willie, Pocho and Cornflakes all very close here. PC Willie won't want to get held up by Pocho here. And there's a spin from Pocho as he collided with PC Willie, and PC Willie immediately diving into the pit lane. I looked down for just a second, and yeah, Pocho spins round and gets tagged by PC Willie. So I said his tyres were struggling, and just by that evidence, they very clearly were struggling, as he couldn't keep the car going in a straight line. Jonathan saw keeping pace with CMDR sub for the time being. I wonder if he did get any damage from that little collision, as PC Willie goes onto the hard tyres and drops down to last place. I'm sure he won't be able to last those to the end, as it looked like Jonathan just collided with the wall there. Did he get any damage? He is not. As Felix 3 attempts back now from Jeremy, showing he has electric pace in this first stage of the race. And I wonder if we'll see an undercut. We know the undercut is very powerful around Singapore. As long as you don't get stuck in traffic, we might well see it from Felix to win this race. But yeah, this looks like the battle to be watching right now. 4 attempts back now, Felix. This looks like the battle for the race win. I mean, I don't want to write Donkey Max out of it, but he's going to have to do a 2-stop unless he can make some miraculous strategy with soft hard, which would be incredible from him. But yeah, it looks like this might be the battle for the lead of the race. As Felix just sticking with Jeremy for the through this middle and final sector. Yeah, there's a close battle on track as well. And Felix does put his tyre on the curb and almost loses it. Does Donkey Max have any damage? Or is he just coming into the pit lane as his tyres are dead? Well, that definitely confirms my point that he's not doing a 1-stop. Goes onto the medium tyres, and that confirms it even more. So he's doing a 2-stop, and he needs to show some real pace here in this early stage of the race. Jeremy's saving ERS, and he's doing that brilliantly to hold off Felix. As Felix will of course have the ERS, uses ERS, but I don't think he's close enough. He needs to get that just that bit closer. He's struggling out of the traction zones. He's not struggling, but he's just not close enough, realistically. I'd say he needs to be within 3 attempts if he wants to even think about making a move. Felix yet to get a race win this season. However, he was very close to a race win in Baku, but was overtaken just before the line by Jeremy, so this might be a bit personal after Baku, as the Ferrari driver will be desperate to get his first win this season. Brilliant lines, and he almost hits the back of Jeremy. He's so much quicker through the brake, so much later on the brakes, as he has DRS yet again. Yeah, I think he needs to just pressure Jeremy and make him use his ERS, as Jeremy has, what, 40% more ERS, so he's not stressing that much, Jeremy, so he's driving nice and calmly, whereas Felix needs to just save some ERS, because he's used like, way too much. And he's lost a bit of time through this, for the middle sector there. 4 attempts back, he needs a good exit, he needs to make sure he doesn't almost spin like he did last lap, and he doesn't. But he needs to make sure he's perfect through this exit. That looked like it could have been a corner cut. That looked like it also could have been a corner cut. No ERS as he's 5 attempts back. Very sensible from Felix there. Kart Racer must be getting frustrated. He's sort of keeping pace with Felix. But he knows that he's not going to be able to make a move as long as Felix has DRS on Jeremy. And Jeremy almost was on the wrong side of the track for a minute, going through there. And that was interesting. It's Donkey Max. Oh, BK's come into the pit lane. So, and Jonathan as well. Don't know why it's showing me BK when I clicked on Jonathan. Interesting stuff from the F1 game. As Jonathan didn't get going again for quite some time. Interesting. Kart Racer only 2 attempts back. 3 attempts back now from Felix. Felix might have just lost a bit of pace, he might have pushed a bit too hard, or he might be saving ERS and he needs to save ERS. The other 2 drivers around him have about 40% more ERS, so it's not looking that good for Felix so far. And there's a yellow flag in Sector 1, that looks like it could be Jonathan, and there is Jonathan. gone round. Does he have any damage? No visible damage. Not that I can see. Did he have some on the front right end plate? Looked like he may have had some on the front. No, he does not have any damage. So he didn't hit a barrier then. Or if he did, he didn't hit it that hard. Felix 2 temps back now. He needs to pressure Jeremy into a mistake or go late with a pit stop and undercut him. That is probably Felix's best chance of getting the race win today. Coming through that corner, quite tidy from Felix, but he's still not close enough. And this just means, because Kart Racer can just sit in the DRS, he is saving his ERS, and will eventually probably make a move. And Donkey Max sets the fast lap of the race. Of course, he needs to be doing these sorts of laps on that, of course, being on that two-stop strategy. Kart Racer seems like the fast. Oh! I was just about to say Kart Racer seems like the fastest driver out of this bunch, as he almost goes round. So commentator's curse there, a bit. Quite sorry, Eric. But yeah, I was gonna say he's looking like the fastest, and he's always getting within 2 temps of Felix by the end of the straight. So Felix needs to make a move on Jeremy, or he could just sit behind Jeremy and just wait. I guess. I'm sure he's happy just to sit in the DRS because Kart Racer's a very quick driver, and I'm sure he wouldn't want. I'm sure he wouldn't want to have to defend from Jeremy if he gets past. So I think maybe Felix is just playing the long game here, and maybe we might try to get him on an undercut. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. So yeah, Kart Racer's just dropped back a tiny bit for the time being. RB0 is still an AI, but in P10. As we'll ride off board. Felix a bit closer than he has been for the past few laps, and he goes just about keeping on the track. 3 temps back, and he needs to keep it clean and fast through here. 4 temps back. Could we finally see Felix make a move going down this next straight? It is probably the longest out of all the straights. Doesn't activate ERS though, and he's not going to be close enough. It's quite boring racer fault. You have this DRS train at the front. As we now watch, sorry, I had to go for a second. As we, yeah, Felix quite closer. Luckily I didn't miss any overtaking moves or anything like that. BK doing a very fine job in P7. So hats off to the Haas driver, as he's doing fantastically. Again, I have a lot of bias towards him, as he is my driver, but yeah, I think he could be on for P8. DK, that's my prediction for him. As we see Jeremy with some very solid pace for this middle sector, but that is being beaten by Felix until he may have got a bit too late on the brakes there, and he's lost a bit of time. So not ideal for the German, as Donkey Max very close to the back of Pocho now. Donkey Max needs to push hard so he can try and catch up to Cornflakes, Kart Racer and all that lot if he wants to try and maybe at least be in with a shot of a podium. CMDR Sob has wing damage, I've been told, by his friend. And, let's just take a little look off board. Yeah, I think he may have gotten that when he made contact with Jonathan. That's my best guess. As Pocho finally comes into his pit lane after a long period on that set of softs. Yeah, very solid stint from Pocho there. I wonder, will we see BK get past him? We might. Pocho's gone for the hard tyre. Pocho's taking a bit of a risk here, and he's going to try and do a one-stop. But that will explain why he's been stretching out that stint for so long. So, brilliant job on the tyres from Pocho. But yeah, fantastic stuff. And I think we might be about, in a few laps' time, I think that might be when we start seeing some of the medium runners starting to pit. Of course not BK and Donkey Max, as they're on 2 stops, as they might go a bit further into this race. But the likes of Jeremy, Felix, Kart Racer and Cornflakes, they will all be pitting quite soon. Jonathan also has wing damage. as both of them pit, presumably for new front wings. And this is a bit of a battle of, did they make contact? I think they may have. They did in fact make contact. As Sob gets out first. No, he doesn't. Jonathan teleports. I don't think that's in the regulations, but Jonathan teleports in front of CMDR Sob. And Alex Talent, despite not racing today, might still be on for points. However, there's a bit. Felix's pit. Felix is the first real front runner who's having a chance of winning this race to pit, and he's going to go onto the hard tyres. And he has wing. Does he have wing damage? Yes, he does. Jonathan retires from the race. Is that going to be a safety car? That desperately help out, and it is a safety car. That has helped out Felix and saved his race massively. He might still come out in first. That could not have come at better timing for Felix. And I think that the Mercedes of CMDR Sob must have made contact, as that's not going to be good for Sob. He's been lapped, so unfortunately that means that he's going to have to get out of everyone's way down there. Yeah, so whatever happened between the Merc and the Red Bull, Jonathan not very happy. And yeah, not good racing then if they did make contact, and if it was he's very much blaming Sob, but I didn't see what happened, so I can't say who's right or wrong. But we will see. I'd assume we'll see all the front runners come into the pit lane this lap, and they'll still get a free pit stop. And I think Felix, depending on how quick their pit stops are, he might still have a chance at claiming back a decent position. One man this has been brilliant for. Yeah, so Sob can't unlap himself because of the safety car. And it's been brilliant for Donkey Max, as I was saying. Jeremy pits, and that's going to be the Aston Martins are going to have to double stack. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. There seems to be a big enough gap, but yeah, Donkey Max is now going to be able to finish his two-stop, and it's brilliant for both the two-stoppers, the BK as well, as they get to essentially have a cheap pit stop here. And depending on the PC Willie and Pocho's pace under the safety car, BK might still even come out in P6. So that'd be great for the Haas driver. As everyone coming into the pit lane now, can Felix get past them? He has to make sure he doesn't go over his delta. He's going to get Donkey Max and he might get cornflakes. But frustrating for Felix as he got that damage. And Sob was let past the safety car. So normally it's normally they don't let you unlap yourself, but I guess you can today. As, yeah, so the running order now after 11 laps: Jeremy, kart racer, Felix got past the SMR. Yeah, so Jeremy, kart racer, Felix, cornflakes, BK in P5, as he didn't pit. I thought BK would pit, but he's committing to a two-stop here. And I'm gonna say it, interesting tactics from the Haas driver. Will they come to regret that come the end of the race? Will BK come to regret that come the end of the race? If I was him, I thought it might make more sense to pit. And CMDR Sob gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Under safety car, that's not good. So, we just wait for everyone to catch up to the safety car, and then for us to get racing yet again. Just going to read that comment as it's not appearing on my phone. Okay, I don't think I can say that on stream. As Alex Talent, despite not being able to race today due to something that was happening with his controller, still P9. It's understandable, Jonathan. I've been in the same scenario, if I'm being honest, mate. Can be frustrating. It's fine. It's fine, mate. Yeah, so VK might well regret not pitting come the end of this lap, and he might still pit. Let's see, will he pit? He'll still come out in P8, and he does pit. Why he didn't pit when everyone else was pitting, I don't know. I think VK might have had a bit of an error on strategy there. As somebody else is pitting, and that's PC Willie. Going on to a set of, what, hards? Mediums. BK going on to hard, so I think PC Willie's taking a bit of a risk there. He has to last those tyres 20 laps or so. So a bit of a risk from PC Willie, BK in P7 on the hard tyres. So that means everyone is not going to pit. Everyone's not does not have a scheduled pit stop for the end of the race, all the way down to P7. And I think PC Willie will have to pit again. Alex Talent yet to pit. His AI is yet to pit. I'm sure he would have pitted if given the chance. As we just have to wait now for the safety car to come in. Should come in this lap, despite Zero not being near the back of the grid. He's an AI, so who cares? So yeah, the tyres might be getting a bit cold as they are hard tyres, but they should be warm. They shouldn't be that bad. Just trying to look on the steering wheel. Let's just see, can we see anything on the steering wheel? Not while he's swerving. Seems his tyres are in about the 70s, kart races. So a bit cold. As we're just waiting now for the safety car to come in. Don't tell me we have another lap under safety car. Come on. Oh, we have another lap under safety car, it appears. Unless it's gonna... it might come in now. Hopefully it comes in now, because this race is long enough without a long safety car. Safety car does not come in this lap. Jeremy thought about coming into pit lane, but did not in the end. I don't think he thought about it. I thought he was trying to throw out a trick to Kart Racer or Felix or anyone to try and trick them going into pit lane. Just mind games. I think everyone knew he wasn't going into pit lane with being on hard tyres. But you know, he might have had a strange strategy choice. As we'll have one more lap on the safety car. So 2 minutes of nothing, pretty much. I don't really have much to say at this point. You know what? I haven't done this race so far. Gone through who's been the big winners and losers so far. So, let's do that. Yes, I'm so smart. Jeremy, probably one of the biggest winners so far, made up 2 positions from the start of the race. Kart Racer also making up 2 positions. Felix losing 1 position, and Cornflakes also making up 2 positions. Donkey Max will be going to the end of those tyres, and he has shown pace, but he has lost 4 positions since the start of the race. Of course, he did get pole. Pocho lost 1 position. BK, PC Willie, both staying put where they started. Sob has made up 1 position. I think he overtook Alex Talent there, the AI. There's Alex Talent at the end, and there's a spin for Donkey Max. He's got damage. Donkey Max spun and got damage, and that's so frustrating yet again. He's made so many silly mistakes, and that's given a 5-second time penalty for Sob, and that is crazy. Donkey Max spins under safety car, damages his wing, and gets Sob a 5-second time penalty. And he's lost 7 positions now. I was saying he's just set himself up for a nice end of the race, being in P5 was showing pace, and he's lost it. That's very unfortunate for the Dutch driver. But we will get racing in just a moment's time, as we wait for Jeremy to decide when he wants to bolt. And he's gone, it seems. Yes, he has. He's caught Kart Racer unawares. He's caught Felix unawares. He's caught his teammate a bit unawares. And he's caught everyone unawares a bit. PC Willie very wasn't ready for it. BK thought about making the move. BK now up into P6 on those hard tyres. So he did rectify his poor strategy choice, and in P6, and that could be a heap of loads of points for Haas if he can come home in this position. IGO Cornflakes very close to the back of Felix, just 5 tenths back now. PC Willie also very close to the back of BK on the medium tyres, but he might have to pit again if he can't last those the distance. And if he does have to pit again, he will be wanting to make up as many positions as humanly possible in these next few laps. Donkey Max into the pit lane onto the medium tyre. What else? Cornflakes again still close to the back of Felix. BK very close to the back of Poncho. Could we see BK maybe even overtake the Ferrari? A very quick driver, BK. So PC Willie even closer to the back of him, 2 steps back. Could we see an overtaking move into this little hairpin sort of thing? No, as BK goes defensive, but it will get a worse line, especially due to the PC Willie's better tyres. He'll get better traction. Looks to go to the outside, looks to go to the inside, but he's just too far back and doesn't send it on the Haas driver. But yeah, there's a lot of racing going on. Well, not a lot of racing, but no overtakes on this opening lap after the safety car. One thing that has happened though, Jeremy has pulled away from Kart Racer by just a bit, 1.3 seconds. So could Jeremy secure his 5th win this season? Would be incredible if he could. Felix looking to try and keep up with Kart Racer and get in front of Kart Racer. Although another podium would be good for the Ferrari driver. He's been very consistent on the podium, but so has Jeremy this season. As CMDR Sob comes into the pit lane with a change of front wing, as he had no front right end plate and he has to serve that 5-second time penalty. So his day going from bad to worse, as Alex Talent is now in P9, Albi0 in P8, so the 2 AI drivers doing pretty decently. Alex Talent yet to pit though. Interesting tactics. PC Willie only 3 temps back from BK, and Sob has retired in the pit lane, so that is the end of his day, and that means everyone that finishes will get points. Yeah, these two very close on track. Could we see him send it up the inside? No, BK doesn't go defensive this time. He goes a little bit defensive, but that will lead PC Willie to surely get a better exit. No DRS yet. That will be activated next lap, as he looks to go to the outside, but he's just too far back this time. And very close to the back of BK. We will just watch this fight play out. Felix 5 temps back from Kart Racer, so he's picked up the pace. Kart Racer's got a real lack of pace. Does he have some wing damage or something? Very unlike Kart Racer to have this little pace. Maybe he can't switch on the hard tyres with his car. No visible wing damage for the German. But yeah, really unlike him to be this slow, as DRS is now enabled. So could that help PC Willie get past BK down the next straight, as he's been quite close without DRS. So how close is he going to get with DRS? Coming through the first turn, he needs to get past BK on the medium tyre in the faster car, and he's going to probably have to pit again. Although you never know, he might pull out a worldy of a tyre management strategy. Activates DRS. No rich mix, of course, but he's going to get the job done very easily past BK. And that's PC Willie and BK trading positions. Donkey Max sets the fast lap of the race with a 1:37.8 by the Red Bull driver. PC Willie in P6, yeah, as I said. Yeah, anyway, Felix 5 temps back now from Kart Racer. He will want to get this move done, and will, before Kart Racer finds his pace again. If Kart Racer finds his pace again. And PC Willie already on the back of Pocho. So yeah, he's having he's loving life on those medium tyres so far. Bit like Bottas did today. So maybe they'll just die off towards the end. Felix very close to the back of Kart Racer now. Is he going to get a chance to get past down the next straight? I mean, if he's this close 3 attempts, then, well, yeah. If he's this close, if he was 3 attempts back, if he was 3 attempts behind, I'm sure he could get the move done. Maybe with a bit of ERS and a bit of licking the stamp and sending it, but that will yet to be seen. PC Willie 3 attempts back from Pocho now. As Cornflakes slowing up Pocho a bit. The Ferrari driver struggling behind the Aston Martin one. PC Willie might look to send it, won't he? Just too far back as Donkey Max unsurprisingly gets past Alex Talent, the AI driver, as they're going to be a lot slower than everyone else. Felix 6 attempts back. Not going to have a chance to get him down this straight. PC Willie 2 attempts back, and he's going to go for it on El Pocho down the around the outside. Could Pocho fight back? No, he can't. And PC Willie into P5. He's rapid on those medium tyres so far. Will they die off at any point? They definitely will die off, but will he last until the end of the race without getting any punctures? That is yet to be seen. Yeah, already 5 attempts, just 5 attempts behind, and that's not Cornflakes just let him by there. Maybe he thought we didn't want to fight that fight. So interesting. Felix 3 attempts back from Kart Racer. PC really has a bit of a gap to his next car, Felix, but I'm sure he could make it up with the pace he's been showing. Yeah, Jeremy been driving in a world of his own so far. After that safety car restart, 3 seconds clear of Kart Racer, and that might be down to the fact that Felix hasn't been able to find a way past Kart Racer. Not going to be close enough now in this next straight. Would he be close enough down the next straight? 3 attempts back. If he's this close, he could do it. Gets a good enough exit. Can he make the move on Kart Racer? Kart Racer surely has to be activating ERS. Yes, he is. Felix going to look to go to the inside, but that's covered off. Goes around the outside. Round the outside. Can he make it? Gets pushed out wide, but he gets the job done going into the next line with the inside line. And Kart Racer loses the position. No, he doesn't. He's still fighting back against Felix. Felix trying around the outside, just avoiding contact there. And Felix gets the job done into P2. From the German driver. Fantastic driving from both of them there, not to make any contact. Did get pushed off track a little bit by Kart Racer, but it was all fair. It was all fair. As now we'll continue on, and he has quite a big deficit to Jeremy, as Jeremy's 3.3 seconds clear. So will Felix be able to make it up? Will Felix be able to make up that time? And it's a 3-second time penalty for PC Willie, and that will dent any chance he had at getting a podium. As Car is sticking with Felix through the middle sector and final sector. Felix does look a bit faster. Pocho really getting held up by Cornflakes. I say getting held up, he's a second back, but Cornflakes has been struggling on the hard tyres, unlike his teammate. Kart Racer is doing what he did in the first stint, just keeping pace with Felix on just getting in the DRS and just getting pulled along by the German. So it's a German 1-2-3. Is it German 1-2-3-4? No, it's a German 1-2-3. I don't know why I thought Willie was German. He's very much not. But yeah, a German 1-2-3 so far. All of different teams. But yeah, all of these Germans will want to win. But Jeremy and Felix pretty much on the same pace. So there's not really going to be a chance, if it stays like this, for Felix to maybe get a move done. As Kart Racer still keeping up with Felix very nicely. It's the closest battle on track, but I don't think it's really a battle. I think it's more just Kart Racer sticking behind Felix and just keeping pace. And now we go down the next straight. And of course Kart Racer are going to be too far back to get a job done, and Felix gets a 3-second time penalty! That could be big come the end of the race. And I will say, if Felix got a warning, when he went side by side with Kart Racer, it might get removed, because Kart Racer's got the job done. I was trying to look at how many warnings Felix had, and they made contact. They made contact. Does Felix have any damage? I was trying to look at how many warnings Felix had, or when he got that second warning, because to be honest, if it was when Kart Racer went side by side with him, he did get pushed off the track, so I think that would have been removed. But Kart Racer got the job done with DRS, and that's very unfortunate for Felix. Maybe he just sort of lost his head a bit when he got that 3-second time penalty. But let's quickly try and look when he got that when he got his second warning. Ooh, he got 2 in a row on the same lap, and they look quite close together. Jeremy got the same. That might get removed. As Felix trying it round the outside and getting it done round the outside, Jeremy gets a 3-second time penalty. That one also might get removed. It looked like both of them got 2 warnings at the very same time. Jeremy extends his gap to 4 seconds now, so even if Felix gets his removed and Jeremy doesn't, he'll still win this race. As I think Kart Racer and Felix just need to stop fighting for the next, I don't know, 6 or 7 laps and just see if they can catch Jeremy. Because if they can't, then if they can, then they're not going to do it while they're scrapping away with each other. So they need to just get their heads down and focus rather than going side by side, because it's just losing both of them time. And Pocho gets a 3-second time penalty, and that will drop him behind BK. And BK's been doing a brilliant job on those hard tyres, keeping a very nice pace with Pocho. As Kart Racer will be wanting to make a move on Felix, sends it up the inside. Felix didn't do anything to defend. Guess he was caught off guard by the speed of that Alpine, as he did defend quite well in the end when he eventually got to the corner. And Felix keeps P2 on track. I do think PC will need to pit again, as he sort of lost pace in these last few laps on those medium tyres. I doubt he'd be able to make it to the end on them. He won't be able to make it again, surely not, because he still has about 10 laps left. Well, 10 and a half laps left, and yeah, quite a while. I don't think he'll be able to last them 18 laps, or 19 laps even. As BK is getting very close to the back of Pocho. Did Pocho get some wing damage? I think he might have. Did it look like it? No, it doesn't. Pocho just seems to run out a bit of pace. Of course, his tyres are 3 laps older than BK's. But yeah, the Haas driver is, well, he's showing some brilliant pace. Throughout these past few laps, and as Pocho gets probably in a exceeding track limits warning. There's BK gets past, almost got past Pocho, does eventually get past Pocho, still trying to hold off track as he goes off into the barrier, and Pocho surely has damage there. You can see his end plate fly off there in the background. BK needs to make sure he doesn't hit the slow Pocho, and he doesn't, and there's a brilliant switch back there from BK, as he doesn't have DRS, but he does have lots of no, he doesn't have any DRS, sorry. As Pocho gets the job done, but he'll have no turn in. BK will get him round the outside. Can Pocho fight back? No, he cannot. It's a job well done from BK there. So fantastic stuff between the German and the Italian driver, I want to say. I think Pocho's Italian. I want to check that. Yes, he is. I knew I was right. So there's a yellow flag in sector 2, and that's Pocho. And that is Pocho, who's gone round and surely got more damage, and he has no front wing whatsoever. And he hits the barrier again, lucky not to lose a tyre there, but his complete front wing gone from Pocho, and he's going to have to limp back to the pits now. He won't lose any positions. He lost his position when he spun, but he won't lose any positions from P8. Unless he crashes again. But yeah, what went from a very promising race, he was pretty much pushing Cornflakes along from Pocho, is now gone to, it's gone down the drain. Kart Racer's just dropped back a bit from Felix. He's still hanging in DRS, but he was now what was originally about 2 tenths back to almost a second. As Jeremy is doing fantastically out in front. Ever since that safety car restart, he's just absolutely pulled away from the rest of the field, and I don't see any way that he can lose this race now. Something catastrophic, something will have to go catastrophically wrong for Jeremy to lose this race. And I don't just see that, and I just don't see that happening. You know, he's driven brilliantly in the race, so he's lost a bit of time now. 3.8 seconds the gap. Went from about 4 to 3.8. I wonder if Felix is maybe just starting to find a bit more pace on those hard tyres. They're a lap older than Jeremy's. But yeah, will be interesting if Felix will get a chance to overtake Jeremy. I don't think he will. I think we might be in for a boring end to this race now. Unfortunately, a boring end to this race. Unless something happens, unless we have a Donkey Max crash or BK crash or anyone crash. I don't know why I picked out those two drivers. It's just there at the back, and Donkey Max has already spun once under safety car. Kart Racer 6 tenths back. Not going to be close enough, as Felix just saving ERS down the end of that straight. That's what those flashing red lights were. Flashing red lights were. As Kart Racer 5 tenths back, he's gained a bit more pace again. Maybe he was just trying to recharge the battery on that Alpine, and he might try and attack Felix again. He gets a 3-second time penalty, so that's everyone in the top 4 now with a 3-second time penalty. So if anyone doesn't deserve those and gets it removed, then they could jump up the order. As yeah, so I was gonna say just before that happened, PC Willie's completely dropped off the pace, so those mediums must be absolutely dead. But he's still looking quite solid. Cornflakes is gaining on him. BK, unsurprisingly, isn't able to keep pace with Cornflakes. You know, quite unsurprisingly, the Haas is slower than the Aston Martin. As yeah, Cornflakes picked up the pace and might still make this Aston Martin 1-4, which would be very good for the team. Yeah, Willie's tyres are 12 laps old, and definitely coming to the end of their preferred life. I don't know. They've gone a bit past by the sell-by date, you know, if you know what I'm saying. Kart Racer attacking Felix again, 4 tenths back. Cornflakes will soon be attacking Willie. His tyre's dead, absolutely dead, dead as a doornail. As now there's from when Jeremy crosses the line, there'll be 7 laps remaining in this Grand Prix. Will there? Yeah, no, there's 7 laps remaining now. 6 laps remaining from when he crosses the line. That's because we count the lap that we're on. And that will be a very easy move from Cornflakes. much like he let Willie by earlier, he was playing the long game and just knew that in the end he could breeze past when PC Willie's tyres died, and they have now died. Kart Racer 8 tenths back, not really. He gained a bit of pace, lost a bit of pace, gained a bit of pace, lost a bit of pace. It's quite strange from how Kart Race is driving at the moment. There's now 6 laps remaining here in this Grand Prix. Jeremy's lost a bit of time to Felix, but nothing really to be worried about from the German. Yellow flag in Sector 1, and that is IGL Cornflakes. Spun, lost his front wing. Will that be a VSC or a safety car or anything like that? He's kept it going, so it shouldn't be a VSC or a safety car, although there is a lot of debris on track, so you never know. As Donkey Max definitely got to the back of BK now and might be looking to make a move. No front wing on that Aston Martin, as Donkey Max very close to the back of that Haas F1 team car. Someone else is very close is Kart Racer, 2 attempts back from Felix now. Who do we watch? Let's watch Kart Racer for the time being. Oh, he's lost a bit of time, so let's go back now to Donkey Max and BK. One driver having an immensely faster car. One driver, I'd say, being a bit quicker. BK's always been a very quick driver. Now they need to find their way past Cornflakes without getting any damage. Is Cornflakes going to defend? Seems like he might be. As BK gets the move done, can Donkey Max get the move done? Looks to go around the outside, switches to the inside. As Kart Racer gets another 3-second time penalty, and that's 6 seconds now for Kart Racer, and that is throwing him out of contention for this race win. As Donkey Max goes up the inside of IGL Cornflakes, they're still very close to BK. Did Kart Racer get some damage? He's lost a lot of pace. When I say he's lost a lot of pace, he's about second back now. As Donkey Max and BK very close on track. Quite astounding that BK on harder tyres, older tyres, slower car is holding off Donkey Max. Then again, I guess Cornflakes did help with that. But yeah, I'm sure BK would be happy with this result if he can come P5 or P6. As Donkey Max going into turn 1, not going to be close enough. However, he's going to have a lot better speed through this first sector, and it seems that PC Willie will be going to the end of the race on those on those medium compound tyres. As IGL Cornflakes pit for softs, and I'm sure he's going to do a fastest lap attempt to try and take it with the point away from whoever has it at the moment. As Donkey Max goes around the outside of EK, and yeah, he's not going to get any easier moves than that this race. And it's been quite a catastrophic race for Donkey Max. Ever since he was in a great position, but ever since he spun under that safety car, sort of ruined it. And now he has about 5 laps odd to push as hard as he can and try and get PC Willie. Although they both have tyres that are pretty dead, so I don't think he'll be able to do it. But you never know. We'll have to wait and see. As yeah, so nobody really that close on track. And we'll have to wait and see if there are any more crashes. I don't think there'll be a safety car now. I think it is too late on in the race for there to be a safety car. Lap 28, start lap 28 as Jeremy crosses the line to begin lap 28. Just riding on board Donkey Max, looking at his lines, very quick from the Red Bull driver. Should we watch Cornflakes Max, IGL Cornflakes lap on those soft tyres? I think we should, as well, I'm sure he's going to be trying to go for a fastest lap, as it'll be something to take away. It'll be rather than 6 points, 7 points, which every point counts, you know. So I'm sure he'll be going for a fastest lap this lap, so hopefully he does. And yeah, I think he came out the pits last lap and he's pitting again. Did he get some damage? No, he did not. Doesn't seem like he has any damage for that matter. Comes into the pit lane. He clearly does have damage though, because he's changing that front wing. Or maybe he's just changing it because he knows he won't really get overtaken, and he's gonna have at least a chance for a fastest lap on the freshest possible tyres, lowest fuel, and he waited a bit for a while there. Interesting stuff. But, yeah, Kart Racer's properly lost all his pace now, as he's dropped back a lot from Felix. Felix hasn't really been able to gain on Jeremy. Willie's lost his pace on those mediums. Donkey Max is still gaining on PC Willie, so there might be a chance that he could get P4 come the end of the race if PC Willie makes any mistakes. And there's a yellow flag in Sector 1, and it's Cornflakes getting out of the way for PC Willie. No, it was Cornflakes getting out of the way for Kart Racer. I thought there could have been a collision there, but apparently not. BK's done a good job. I'd say he's probably one of the drivers of the day. As you know, in a Haas, coming on for probably be P6. He's gotten a bit lucky with all the people that crashed, but he still has to make sure that he doesn't crash. And I'd say, yeah, he's been doing great this race. Cornflakes will want to make sure he's in lots of clean air for his flying lap, and might try and just leech a bit of DRS off Kart Racer. So make sure he gets the fastest lap. He will overtake Pocho because Pocho's an AI. As he's overtaken Kart Racer, so there goes his DRS for the lap, unless he lets him back past. This is an out lap, so this won't be the fastest lap, the next one will. As, yeah, it will be... No, it won't. As he's going to let Kart Racer back past to get the DRS. As now we'll run on board for Ideal Complex's will be a hot lap because nobody else is near on track. So going down into turn 1, activates all the ERS he has, and brilliant line through turn 1, and then Kart Racer spins! Wow! Kart Racer goes round, that blows this race open for PC Willie, for Donkey Max, maybe even for BK if Kart Racer can't get it back on track, but he does, but his tyres are going to be shot to bits after that. And so there goes Cornflakes' DRS for the rest of the lap, but that must have been a bit frightening, because even though he's ghosted 1 second quicker, and a purple first sector for IGO Cornflakes in that first sector of the lap, going through now to in the middle sector. Needs to make sure you don't clip that outside wall, almost loses it, but does not. Still lap 29 for him as he has been lapped. He's coming through. Good lines from there. Yeah, decent lines, decent stuff. As he's very, very quick on those, to be expected, very quick on those soft tyres. Purple in the middle sector, coming through there. You need to make sure, I don't think you can invalidate. You might invalidate. I think if you get a penalty, you invalidate your lap. Yeah, he's looking very quick through this final sector. Needs to make sure he doesn't clip a barrier or anything. You might even get DRS off Felix. Going through the going onto the final straight. As we'll have 1 lap to go from when Jeremy crosses the line, and he activates ERS and sets a new fastest lap of the race, a 1:36.6. I think that was faster than most of the quali laps we had. And yeah, Donkey Max has gained a lot on PC Willie, and if PC Willie makes a mistake, he could be in on this final lap. As we begin the final lap of the Grand Prix, Jeremy leads from Felix, from Kart Racer, from Willie, from Donkey Max, from BK, from IGO Cornflakes, from Pocho, from Alex Talent, and from Albi0. Donkey Max has gained a lot. He's a lot quicker. In that first sector, he gained, I think, about what, 8 tenths alone, 7 tenths alone. So he could be in with a chance. And PC Willie has penalties, I forgot about that, so he could be in it, maybe even if Kart Racer makes another mistake. He could be in for maybe in a podium, I don't think so, but he's going to definitely get P4 at least come the end of this race. He needs to make sure he doesn't make any mistakes though. Like, doesn't get any stupid time penalties. Car Racer did get another 3-second time. Let's just look at the penalties. Yeah, 9 seconds from Kart Racer, and he's not. He's 18 seconds back. Kart Racer. Yeah, if PC Willie didn't have his penalty, well, he's not 18 seconds back. He's 10 seconds back. But if PC Willie didn't have his time penalty, he would have been ahead. He could have had a chance of getting ahead of his teammate, and I missed it. But yeah, Jeremy won the Singapore Grand Prix. Felix P2, and Kart Racer will round out the podium as long as he doesn't make any mistake going into this final turn. They threw everything at Jeremy today, but he was very calm, very collected, and just won the race quite easily. As Donkey Max will come home for P4, a great result. Kart Racer spun across the line there, and we're just waiting for BK to cross the line, and BK crosses the line for an outstanding result in that Haas car. And driver of the day goes to PC Willie, who I think he did make up quite a lot of positions, to be fair, so yeah, well done from him. As we see Jeremy on the podium, on the top step of the podium yet again, with Felix alongside. Raises that trophy highly, and it's an all-German podium. So there you have it, your podium for our feature race, and now we will have the sprint race in a few moments' time. So just going through the grid, Jeremy P1, Felix P2, Kart Racer P3, Donkey Max P4, PC Willie P5, BK P6, IGO Cornflakes P7, Pocho, Alex Talon and Albi Zero were all AI drivers. But they round out the top 10, and everyone who isn't in the top 10 didn't finish. So, Sob, Jonathan, and King Abdul, all non-finishers in this Grand Prix. Yeah, so with a total race time of what? Is it going to tell me? 55 minutes and 16 seconds. Jeremy wins the first feature race, and that is his 5th win of the season, so outstanding stuff from the German, and he's definitely going to be going forward the title contender. As now we'll wait for the settings to be set up for the sprint race. So if you're new to realistic racing, the sprint race is a 25% race, no qualifying, and it is basically the top, I think top 8 or top 10 reversed. So it'll be the entire grid reversed. So we'll have BK starting in the front. Who else will be starting in the front? CMDR sub will be Willie? I don't know. I don't know how that works, because they didn't finish the race, and they didn't finish the race in the top 10. So I don't think they'll be starting in I don't think they'll get reverse grid pole. Reverse grid pole would be going to Cornflakes. Yeah, it'll be Cornflakes P1, Donkey Max P2. Has Pocho rejoined? No, he hasn't, so yeah. Yeah, Cornflakes P1, Donkey Max P2, and BK P3, they'll be your top 3 on the reverse grid. As we just wait for things to get going underway, I should mute everyone. So yeah, sprint race should be interesting if it ever starts. King Abdul rejoins the session. He'll be starting last. Still just waiting for the reverse grid to be confirmed, so we can get going for the second race of this weekend, the sprint race. I was waiting for everything to be done. As everyone has readied up. Nope, never mind. Somebody's joined and it's ruined it. Has it? I don't know. Still just waiting. Have they started and I haven't been put in the session? Never mind. We are getting underway now. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. Oh god, pressed the wrong button. So yeah, we'll be getting going very shortly. So we will see very quickly if it's going to be a dry race or a wet race. Hopefully dry. The issue is here is Jeremy isn't. Oh, it's not Jeremy's fault, but the game is saying that Jeremy isn't loading, and it means that we're gonna have to restart again. Or does it? Hopefully it doesn't. Otherwise, I'm gonna break my wheel. Oh, okay. Well, it says they're in the session, so I'm gonna have to restart anyway. So yeah, we'll restart the stream and I'll be back in just a moment.